$25 donation to the channel via Cash App. Much respect to Larry. Always gives me a lot of solid, video ideas when it pertains to historical issues, what I'm saying, and historical mysteries. What I'm saying? He gives a lot of advice on subject matter to talk about. Sometimes we dialogue about different things. So much respect to Larry for his contribution to the channel. And anybody that wants to donate to the channel, you can do so in the links in the description box below. And if you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can also in the link in the description box. All right, so let me go ahead and talk about this game, man. Let me go ahead and talk about this series. So, at one point, not too long ago, it looked like the Clippers were going to lose in the first round. It looked like the Lakers may come out of the West. It was a different landscape in a lot of ways a couple of days ago. But the NBA and sports is a funny thing, you know? And right now, the Lakers are in trouble, okay? Um, you got people in the media who are still being unrealistic about the situation. Can the Lakers come back and win this series? I mean, it's possible. They're only down 3-2. It's possible. But when you look at what's going on with this team, it doesn't seem that promising. Even if AD comes back, he's not going to be right. A groin injury is a very painful injury to have, number one, and to play sports with a groin injury is next to fucking impossible. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people who I don't think anybody who hasn't had a groin injury quite understand what it's like to walk with one, let alone play with one. You know what I'm saying? And I've been telling, look, a part of me wants to kind of gloat. A little part of me, okay? A little small part of me wants to gloat about this situation. I'm going to tell you why. Because I've been one of the first ones on YouTube. I'm probably the first one to tell you 3 years ago that I was seeing subtle signs that LeBron James was slowing down. Know what I was called? A hater. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm wishing bad luck on people. I'm giving you my honest opinion. Oh man, he's in his prime now. And I can tell that some people aren't really watching either A, they're not really watching LeBron James, and or they don't remember how he looked his first stint with Cleveland. Especially the really young ones, LeBron in Miami, which I think is the apex of his career. And the first couple years in Cleveland, when he was still close to being prime LeBron James. But he's in his 18th season. He's 36 years old. And even though he's been an Iron Man for the most part, and he might be getting help from other things, from what I've read, okay? But even that's only going to help you, but so much in a competitive, sport, and active, physically draining sport like basketball. It's a young man's game, okay? These last two injuries he's had, the groin injury and now this upper ankle injury, they've taken a lot out of him. And, I noticed that a lot of people, a lot of pundits were saying that, hey, all he has to do is revert to being the LeBron of old, and, he's going to have to be like 2015 LeBron. And I was thinking to myself, he may not be physically capable of doing that anymore. It takes a lot of energy, honestly. It takes a lot of fucking physical energy to hoist up 40 shots in a game and try to get others involved and be a facilitator and all that type of shit. Um, I don't know if LeBron is capable of doing that right now. I don't know if it's just age, still lingering effects of that injury that he suffered, but he's not right. Okay, I think it's mostly age because we got to remember something. The Lakers caught a huge break last time. They caught a huge break last year, and that break is they got a four. Now look, the pandemic was terrible, but it was a break for them because it gave them 4 months off. It gave them 4 months off. It allowed AD, the injury-prone individual that he is, it gave him time to heal from any nagging injuries. LeBron, it was especially important because it gave him 4 months of rest. So he comes back, he's fresh. He's probably the healthiest he's been in since he came to Los Angeles. But now they've been going through the regular grind. Remember, they only had 70 days off, and you're right back to it. So LeBron's feeling that grind that you feel toward the end of the season. The difference is he's 36, not 32. 36, not 27. The LeBron from 2007 took a team that, even though I don't think they were bums, they were lacking in star power. He was able to consistently carry that team when need be, step up and rise to the occasion. And he took that team to the finals. This LeBron James isn't physically capable of going into that extra gear on a consistent level, I think right now at least, throughout a game. And probably maybe never again. We might have flashes. He might have flashes of being LeBron James. Okay? But there's a reason why when you're watching LeBron play, he's becoming much more perimeter orientated and he's driving to the basket less. Some people are saying, well, it's because of his fear of missing free throws. I don't think it's that. I think that he's just slowing down. I remember watching Michael Jordan with the Wizards, and he was jump shot Jordan. He would occasionally drive to the basket, but for the most part, he was shooting jump shots because he had to pick and choose his spots and conserve his energy. Now, on Jordan's part, he was also playing on defense, but he was 38 years old. LeBron's 36 years old, man, and he has so much more wear and tear on his body than Michael Jordan did. I know that LeBron is a great, great player, but I've been trying to tell people for years, no one, no one, not even LeBron James, is exempt from the ravages of Father Time. And I think Father Time has finally caught up with LeBron James. For this Lakers team to win a championship, LeBron doesn't need a Pippen. LeBron needs to be a Pippen to someone else's Jordan. Someone else has to kind of, even though the media won't frame it like that, someone else has to take the lead. Remember, AD last year led the Lakers in all major statistical categories except for assists. That AD is gone. You know what I'm saying? Even earlier this year. Now, I don't know whether it's a combination of, well, I think it's a combination of perhaps Drummond's presence is sort of making AD uncomfortable. Some of it is, a lot of it is, I think AD just came into this season on a championship high, not really focused, probably wasn't in the best shape. It's a combination of different factors. But this AD is not the same AD, and that's why I don't think they're going to get past the Phoenix Suns. They don't have an answer for Devin Booker. And I think that the thing about Chris Paul is he's a he's a playmaker who can match LeBron James's uh, basketball IQ when it comes to getting his team out there and leading them and making plays to make guys around him better. Um, but I'm gonna say this though: a lot of people, if the Lakers get eliminated, they're gonna want me to destroy LeBron James and all this. Does LeBron James deserve some criticism? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not really hard on him. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm realistic, and I've been saying, look, fuck the media, okay? Fuck those guys, fuck those cheerleaders. I know they irritate you. I try not to listen to these dudes. People send me things to listen to them. I try not to listen to those idiots anymore. And I try to delve in reality. LeBron James, yeah, he's the leader uh, in a lot of ways, but he's 36 years old, and I don't expect him to put up 35, 40-point triple doubles on a consistent level, consistent basis. Now, this next game, is LeBron going to go out and drop 40? I mean, uh, maybe if his shots are falling at a high efficiency, maybe. But when I look at LeBron, I look at a guy who looks frustrated, and he doesn't have that team around him of knockdown shooters, dependable shooters. You know what I'm saying? The guys who I blame are more AD because he's had a horrible fucking season. He's made of porcelain, apparently. He's constantly getting hurt. And the guy that really fucking pisses me off, I don't know what's going on with Montrezl Harrell. I think he's in the doghouse. I can't see him being there that much longer. I think he's on a 2-year contract. I don't know if he has an opt-out option, a 1-year option. I don't know. But he can't be there that much longer. After next year, he's gone or whatever. I don't know his contract situation. Kyle Kuzma, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you, Kyle Kuzma? You haven't had one good goddamn game in the playoffs. I can't remember the last good game you had. Where are you? Now, some of it can be blamed on the offense. I don't want to hear that shit no more, man. Okay, the AD's not out there. Where are you? Where the fuck are you? Except being somewhere with your thumb up your ass. I remember when some of us were speculating that this guy was better than Jason Tatum. Where are you? There has to be a reason why we were thinking that. Where the fuck are you? Or are you too busy trying to be a glamour model, man? You know what I'm saying? Too busy trying to fuck Instagram whores. Too busy, you know what I'm saying, being in the fucking mirror and looking at your wardrobe, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being a pretty boy instead of working on your fucking game. This is why I don't like the NBA sometimes, man. Because you got all these guys who get these fucking big contracts and then they fucking disappear. And everybody want to make excuses for these guys. So this is my thing. For the Lakers to win a championship, man, they gotta hope that other guys step up. I don't think AD is probably coming back. At least not next game. Um, they gotta really hope that LeBron shows up. They gotta really hope that Staples Center's crowd, can carry them to a victory because this Phoenix team has no fear of this team. And if they lose in the first round to the Phoenix Suns, it will be one of the most embarrassing and humiliating defeats for a defending champion in recent memory. Okay? Now, the 98 Bulls kind of don't count because that team was disbanded. So they don't really count. Only teams I can think of, top of my head, that were eliminated in the first round in the last 40 years are the 2007 Miami Heat They were swept in the first round, I think, by the Chicago Bulls. And then the 1984 Sixers, who lost to the New Jersey Nets, which was shocking at the time. The Lakers don't want to go down in that situation. You don't want to be part of that, man. And that's going to be a knock on LeBron's legacy. So the Lakers got to do everything they can to get a victory, but I don't know about them winning 2 games in a row, man. I don't know. I really don't know. But I do know this. If the Lakers lose this series, heads are going to roll in LA, and there's going to be a lot of changes coming. Me personally, I got to agree with something Tiki TV said. It's not a popular thing to say, but if you look at the fact that you only got one championship out of the situation, AD is, like I said, made of peanut brittle. He's made of peanut brittle and goddamn dried out fucking goddamn, what's that shit, man, when you drop it and it fucking crackles, and he's basically made of fucking, yeah, well, he's made of peanut brittle and fucking Rice Krispies. So you might want to look into trading this guy, man. Trading him, and I don't know if they ever will have the balls to trade LeBron James, but if you're looking for the future of the franchise, you might have to do that. Because what's going to happen is LeBron's going to leave eventually, and your team's going to be disaster. It's going to be a disaster, just like when Cleveland went after LeBron left, and Miami was able to overcome that because of the fact that you got Pat Riley there. But Cleveland has been a disaster ever since LeBron James. You traded away a lot of good pieces to get LeBron here, and then to build a team around LeBron to win a championship. Now you did win a championship, and that means a lot. But you know how Laker fans are; they like a dynasty. And I don't think you're going to get a dynasty out of this team. And that's one of the warnings I've had about this team because LeBron was older. AD has injury issues. If AD was Karl Malone in his health, and LeBron was 10 years younger, or even 5 years younger, then I think they could have squeezed out a little dynasty with this team. But LeBron's going to be 37 later this year, in 6 months. I don't know, man. I don't think they're ever going to trade those guys because of just who they are. But in reality, that should be an option on the table. A nuclear option? I don't know. But tell me what you guys think.